So I'm sitting at Crossland Mills. Just did my second trip. Sundays is usually not very busy, so I started around 11:30 and got a ride pretty much within 10 minutes. A girl from my area, probably like less than a kilometer away from me, was going to Best Buy near 36th Street and 32nd Avenue Northeast. It was about 12 kilometers, and it pretty much paid me $12. That's what I see on the app, $12. And then I went to Starbucks there and started Lyft because it's -6. It's a bit chilly outside, so I didn't want to wait in the car. So I started Lyft and Uber while waiting in Starbucks. And Lyft offered me 3 rides, and they were all super cheap, like a long drive to the customer, like 3 kilometers, and then 3 kilometers to the destination, $6.50. Decline. Then they gave me something 3 kilometers to pick up the passenger and drive 20 kilometers for $17. Decline. Because it should be at least $1 per kilometer. And then they gave me something else as well, so I just canceled Lyft. But now Crossland Mills doesn't seem to be super busy, except that there's like millions of cars and so on. I have Uber on, I have Lyft on, and I also started DoorDash because I have that bag, because there's a huge food court here. And sometimes I remember I was sitting at home, Skyview Ranch, and they would offer me, like Uber Eats or DoorDash when I was doing food mostly, they would offer me to go 7 kilometers here to Crossland Mills and pick up some fries and deliver them like in my area. And I always declined, But now I'm here, I know that food court is very popular because there's a bunch of restaurants and over there. So if somebody... a couple of times actually I made pretty much the same money as with a taxi, but picked up food here and took it, let's say somebody at a hotel near the airport, they don't want to go out, so they order food. But for now, just basically nothing on Lyft, nothing on DoorDash yet, and just 2 rides on Uber, and my gross earnings now sitting at $30 and some 70 cents or something. So time now is 1 o'clock. So again, I started around 11:30, probably 11:45, washed the car, cleaned the mats, cleaned the seats, and warmed up the car. And then I just went back while the car was, the engine was running. I started with the remote, and I went back into my apartment and waited. And like I said, it took like less than 10 minutes to get the first customer. That lady going to the Best Buy. So now we'll see how long it'll take. But I don't want to drive empty. It's not that far. It's only 7 kilometers from here. But also today, I don't want to stay out late because we have a Christmas party. The company where I work for during the day, like my main job, they are throwing a Christmas party. So, the drinks are not included, but the food is great there. It's an Italian restaurant, and the food is free, and maybe there'll be some prizes or some lottery drawings. So I want to go. So I need to be there around 5 p.m. today. I need to be near Deerfoot, Highway 2, and 16 Ave in that area. That's where the restaurant is. So probably starting at like 4 o'clock, I'll start choosing the rides. Well, I cannot choose anything with Uber. Uber just gives me the name and how far the passenger is, and that's it. I still think that's so bad. They really should change that. I need to know where I'm going. Okay, I need to know the empty kilometers loaded, and how much it pays, so that I can make a business decision as a self-employed driver who has all these bills and pays gas and GST, right? Lyft does that, But again, you see, Lyft offered me 3 rides and I declined all of them because I saw there was too much deadhead and the pay was too low. So probably Uber, that's why they, of course, they don't want you to know where you're going and how much it pays, because they know that people will start declining pretty much half of the offers, and just pick and choose the best ones. But, it's a business, right? There's a lot of expenses. The main one, of course, being gas. Right now, last time I gassed up, it was $1.42 Canadian per liter. And today I'm using my Jeep Compass. So on average, it does 10 liters per 100 kilometers. That's city and highway. So 10 liters, that's $14. So let's say 15. So to do 100 kilometers here, it cost me $15. So 10 kilometers is $150, right? Yeah, something like that. Like, for example, now I did 22 kilometers. So roughly I burned $3 of gas. And they paid me $18, so I made only $15 because just not counting anything else, but just the gas money, because it's the biggest expense. Just did ride number 3 from the same cross iron mills. The customer was 150 meters away, and I just flipped around, and it was a nice lady. I helped her with the bags. She was doing some Christmas shopping. Got off my butt, which I always do when I see people with bags. Opened the trunk, put her bags in. She was super nice, and it was 10 kilometers back to basically my area, except she lives like a couple of blocks away, like in another, like these are townhouses like this. You see, like it's 3 stories, and each one has its own like a big building, and there's like 1, 2, 3, like a 6. This is not the customer's house, I'm just showing you. And you see there's lots of damage on the wall facing west. But these are basically each townhouse, and these are condos, has 3 floors. But this is pretty much, she lives in a similar one. So I drop her off. So this is like 2 minutes from my place. But I stopped here. Oh, this one looks nice. That gray one, like very strict modern design. Yeah, this is called the Cornerstone. Mine, where I live, is called Skyview Ranch. This is Cornerstone. This was built after, because my building was like 2017. These are maybe 1 year old. So yeah, it was 10 kilometers, and Uber paid me $10, and the lady gave me $1 tip. And when you go into earnings, there's an option there to send thanks. So you click on that. I always do that. You send a thank you to the customer who tipped you. So this helps, so they remember to tip next time. So 10%, right? $1 from $10. Not bad. So time now is 1:33. So I have until 4 before I have to start heading towards my Christmas party. So what do we have? 2.5 hours? 4? Yeah. Hopefully there will be something else. So now I'm sitting at 30 and 11, $41. So $41 from 11:45. That's how it is. It's not, you cannot get rich, but it's slow and steady. $10 here, $20 there, and slowly you can. I'm still wondering how much could I have made if I didn't have my main job and I just started, let's say, at 6 a.m. Let's say, I don't know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and just did, full day. Maybe I'll try it on holidays, just take a day off at my main job when it's like super busy, like Christmas time. And maybe try to do Uber from early in the morning, like 6 to 6, because they only allow 12 hours, I think. So let's say if I get up at 5, I get myself a cup of coffee, clean the car, and then 6 I'm on the clock. Because I know mornings are busy, especially lots of people here for some reason don't have cars. They buy nice houses, or they just rental tenants, and then they take Uber to go to work. And I'm not sure how that works financially, but that's what I've been seeing. I delivered quite a few people from this area to somewhere, like I see a lady is opening the padlock on the front door of some coffee shop or some hairdressing salon, you know. So a lot of people are using Uber to go to work, like this lady that I just brought from Cross Iron Mills. She says, so ride number 5 was a lady from the same Cross Iron Mills. And because I brought somebody from from that home area where the last I recorded, I got a ride, and the young girl was going to work. She works at Cross Iron Mills. So I've been Cross Iron Mills today. I've been like 3 times. So I went there, dropped her off, parked, and 5 minutes later I got another passenger, another young girl. And I said, where are we going? I was hoping she was going like downtown or back to my area. No, she was going to Airdrie, which is 20 kilometers north of Calgary. And then here I waited maybe 2 minutes and got a guy, and I see the name says Bogdan. So clearly Ukrainian. So a guy gets in, but we're only going 2 kilometers from his home to a restaurant. Turns out he's going to work, and he's been here 2 years, and he only has a work visa and residency, whatever it's called, visa. Basically, after the war started, they allowed Ukrainians, they gave them easier access to Canada, right? And that's how he came here. But he can work and he can live here, but that's pretty much it. And so he works at a restaurant. We exchanged some numbers, and he says, I said, how's the pay? He says, not very good, $19 an hour. I'm not sure if he's a cook or a kitchen staff or he did not look like a server, waiter. He probably just works in the restaurant in the back somewhere. So yeah, $19 an hour. I told him he should consider driving a concrete truck. Like I was offered a job, class 1, because you have a trailer with that huge... Hold on, we have an... Yeah, and so I picked up, after that guy Bogdan, I picked up a young Indian couple, and guess where I took them? Back to Cross Iron Mills. It's unbelievable. Like, Cross Iron Mills today is super popular. So total for today is, I think this was my trip number 8, and I'm sitting at about $87. And I just canceled the reservation because they sent me something, when I picked up these guys in Airdrie, Uber sent me something like reservation, guaranteed income. So I clicked OK, but then when I dropped them off here, it says head over to Canadian Tire, and I look at the distance. It's back to Airdrie, 13 kilometers away. I have no idea where she's going, but it says check on the details for this reservation, and it says you will be paid $9.35 for completing this trip. So I have to drive 13 kilometers, and I have no idea where she's going. I tried calling her, but the connection was lost, so I just canceled, I canceled the reservation, so they didn't charge me anything. It just says $0. So I received $0, and the rider will not be charged because I did the cancellation, right? But it's just crazy. 13 kilometers back to that Airdrie that I just was lucky to get out of. So now time is 3:30. So 90 minutes till my Christmas party. So probably this will be my last ride. I wish I would get something long, from here it can be almost like 30 kilometers going downtown. If somebody's here, actually a couple of times I picked up people here and took them straight to the airport. I guess that's what they do, on the day when they fly away, they take a taxi and they spend the day here at Cross-Island Mills, because there's a bunch of restaurants, there's a movie theater, you can do some shopping, right? And then they order Uber straight to the airport. Like these guys, I picked up some French, there was 6 people, because I had a Durango, so it qualified as Uber X. And I said, where are we going? They said, hotel. And I see they only have like 2 bags, small like backpacks. I don't know where there's stuff. Maybe there's a facility at the airport where you can pay to park your bags at. I don't know. But anyway, it was interesting. And once I picked up a couple here, and it says airport. And I just wanted to confirm. I said, are we going to the airport? They said, yeah, but it's a hotel inside the airport. I didn't even know there was a hotel until then, It turns out, yeah, right then where that loop we do between arrivals and departures, right there's a fancy hotel. So these people decided to stay right there, look at planes all day long through the window. So I don't know. So now we're waiting for ride number 9 to see where it's gonna take us. And the last ride, I picked up a lady at the Cross-Island Mills and took her to Petrol Pass on Country Hills, which was pretty interesting. I said, like, where are you from? She says, Lethbridge. And I said, okay, and we're going to Petrol Pass? She says, yeah, my husband is there. He drives a bus for Red Arrow, and right now he's at Petrol Pass fueling up his bus. And I'm meeting up with him to go back to Lethbridge, so she just came here to do shopping at Cross-Island Mills, because she says in Lethbridge it's not good, for shoppers. And so yeah, we drove like 10 kilometers together, and she decided to sit in the front. I guess she likes, because of husband being the driver, she likes to be in the front seat. And her husband is like 61, and they just got married 1 year ago. Good for you guys. So, and it was $10 from Uber, and she gave me a $10 tip. I said, I don't have any change. She said, no, that's for you. And when she opened the purse, I saw she had a $10 note and $5 note, and first she grabbed $5 note, then she took 10 and gave it. And so with the tip, I'm at exactly pretty much $100 gross revenue. $100. Time now is 4:05. My Christmas party starts in 55 minutes. So basically I'm looking for my last ride. So I'm trying to get closer to Highway 2, Deerfoot Trail, because that's what I have to take to get to that Italian restaurant. And I checked their menu, man, like it's so expensive, you would not believe. Like it's, I don't know, crazy, like $30-40 for a steak. But that's actually one of the reasons why I decided to go, because the company pays for food, right? But then they said, we are responsible for the drinks. And I checked the cost of, like wine and beer. A glass, 9-ounce glass of red wine is $17. Like, what are these people smoking? Like you can buy a bottle of wine for $8 at the liquor store, a bottle. And here it's 250 ml glass, $17. Must be some kind of crazy wine, I don't know. But all our employees will be there with wives, our bosses. There'll be some music, so why not? I want to go instead of sitting at home, and just staring at the walls. So yeah, I need one more ride. Hopefully somebody from here will be going downtown. But again, Uber does not tell me where they're going, right? So the worst case scenario, there'll be somebody from here going to Cross-Island Mills, like in the opposite direction. Then I'll just have to cancel, Say, I'm sorry, like, where are we going? Oh, I'm sorry, I have an appointment at 5, Oh, but I'm using Lyft, my favorite feature that says head to destination, and I put the restaurant where I have to be at 5, I put as destination, so at least Lyft is trying to find me rides towards that area. It's 16 Ave and Center Street. That's where I have to be in 53 minutes. And I'm finishing this video Monday. I'm sitting at a Delta Hotel on McLeod Trail in the south of Calgary. And how I got here, I met the guy that I did the Christmas party for as a photographer, and I gave him the USB stick, and he paid me, via Interac email transfer. But he's in the southeast, like 40 kilometers probably from my home. So I jumped after I got off work early today, so I jumped on the Ring Road 201. Took me half an hour. And then he was in a meeting. I waited 15 minutes, but I thought, you know what? It's a very good area. Southeast. It's much better for Uber than northeast where I live. And so I started Lyft with a filter for the destination. Just basically give me rides that take me to northeast. But Uber does not have that, so I just started Uber. And 2 minutes later, I see Uber gives me a ride, and it says 150 meters. And I look on the phone, and I see that dot that indicates the passenger is moving really close to me. And then I turn my head, I see a woman walks by my car from the same building where I was sitting, where, the guy who hired me, that's his machine shop, like CNC machining. I was still in his parking lot. And this woman came out from the back of his shop, and she just walks by and she looks at her phone. And I look at my phone, I see that dot is moving just like her. So I know it's her. She's my passenger. So I drive behind her. I open the window and I say, I forget, what was her name? I don't know, let's just say, it's not her name, but let's just say Jacqueline. I open the window, say, Jacqueline, I'm your Uber. And she looks at me. I removed the Uber stickers because I have to print the smaller ones. Like the ones I did, they were too big, a bit too loud. And so I removed them. There's no stickers on my car that says it's an Uber, but she can see, I'm pretty sure in the app, she can see white Durango, right? So she says, Sergey? I said, yeah. So she got in the front. Turns out she's from Winnipeg, and she was, her guys, the company she works for, her guys were installing some big CNC machine inside my photography customer shop. And so she was in the same building. And basically, I took her to a hotel on McLeod Trail. But now I see that even south, now it's 5:30. Yeah, 5:25 p.m. Now it's getting slow. So I saw one from Lyft, but I was too late to react. There was somebody half a kilometer away going north of downtown for $13. I should have taken that one. But yeah, I'm gonna wait. This was so this paid $15 for about same amount of kilometers, 15 or 14. And we had a nice conversation. So she was a very pleasant lady, basically a businesswoman, right? Yeah, she was also very surprised. Wow, she said, I see. I didn't expect the car to be right there. I said, well, I did photography for this guy, and I just delivered some pictures, and then on the way back I decided to see if maybe I can find a ride, because it's 40 kilometers one way, 40 kilometers back. It's 80 kilometers, so I thought maybe I could make some money for gas. And so now I made $15, which pretty much covers my gas back and forth. So now, but I'm still about 30 kilometers away now, and the traffic is very bad on Deerfoot Trail. So I'm gonna wait for a few, maybe 15 minutes, see if maybe something will comes up, because now it's useless. If I go on Deerfoot Trail or even the ring road, it'll take me 40 minutes to get home, you know. So instead, if I can get somebody maybe going a little bit west or northwest, you know, so I'll just wait for another passenger. But this is my probably the last clip in this movie. When I get home, I'm gonna combine them, make a video, upload to YouTube so that you guys can enjoy it. So, but yeah, so opportunities for Uber everywhere. And you know, like situation like this, right? Why not? So you end up somewhere pretty far on business, and then you start Uber just to cover your gas, you know, bill, and there you go. You know, it's perfect. Have a good night, and happy holidays.